guys know it is Drunken Chat, son.
Welcome to the It's Drunken Chat Son show on the Comic Crusaders freaking network. I am just one of your hosts, Chenton's Greens and Cornbread. I am here and in the honor to be in the presence of two extinguished gentlemen, Sir Christopher, the greatest, and Blind Adam, the comic pimp. How's it going, gentlemen?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I just took a shot of Jose Cuervo, man. It felt like it was the first time, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on with me. I'm like a brand new. I guess my intestines are like a brand new kid around this mother.
Is that why it
I don't
sounded
know
like
what the
you were
fuck.
dying during the intro?
I'm sorry, say again.
Is that why it sounded like you were dying during the intro and shit?
Probably, probably. It didn't go down smooth. I can tell you that. It was. I was concerned for my health. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But that's not. Well, we're not here for all that to hear about me dying, or I don't have any new drinks other than still trying the Incredible Hulks instead of doing the cheap route. I still didn't get Hennessy. Still didn't get a Hennessy, but I did get Alizé, mix it with some Christian Brothers freaking cognac, and still pretty good. What I will not be doing this time is I won't not be mixing it with any triple sec. And I think that's what really got me fucked up. That's three different liquors in one fucking joint. So, but we do have some interesting stuff that we could talk about this week, gentlemen. The man, a lot of good news, but the one that is nearest to our heart right now, especially because of some of the situation that you're going through, Chris, is Alliance, man. Alliance. Well, Diamond, right? The bankruptcy thing went through. They had an auction, and it turns out that Alliance Entertainment actually ended up winning the auction for Diamond. Um, in fact, I think was it the CEO or one of the chief officers was on Beyond Wednesday.
Yeah, Tuesday night.
Yeah, I didn't get to listen to it, but apparently it was very productive. Journalists have been writing about that freaking show, and what was being said. Um, but it's going to be interesting to see what the heck happens, right? Because from what I heard, one thing that was said during the interview was that they didn't necessarily buy Diamond for comics, right? They bought it because of the other collectible stuff, which is kind of weird because Alliance already does collectibles. Now, if they get their stuff together, right, get their shit together, and refocus the toys, that'll be interesting, right? Because the problem with it is, and I actually wish Aaron Yee was here, right? Because one year we actually went to Baltimore Comic Con together, and we went to one of the retailer summits, right? And it was maybe 2 years ago, and that was the one where they said, "Hey, we are actually pulling away from comics," right? Which is great because they sucked at it. It was fine. They sucked at it anyways. And they said, "Hey, we are going to start focusing more on collectibles and anime." Okay, it makes sense because anime was actually peak. It was starting to blow up. Some of the kids that had grown up watching anime were actually happen to have some cash flow now, so actually makes sense. The problem with it is that the biggest and the best anime collectible company is a company called Good Smile, and they have it in their catalog. But anytime a retailer tries to order that stuff, they just don't have it. They never freaking have that, which is crazy because if I have customers that are trying to order that stuff, it's like, and you can't freaking get that stuff. That's crazy because that is a huge plum of the market that you're just freaking leaving out there. Um, and we're talking about because when I saw some of the numbers of what Diamond owes to other freaking comic joints, and it was like there's $10 million here, $90 million in another part for one sector. That was freaking crazy. Um, it was even crazier because just like we were talking to backstage, man, where some retailers, right, are hoarding certain freaking comics and not letting it out instead of holding a liquidation stuff, like liquidation sale. Same thing for Diamond, man. They're holding onto too many comics, and then they have a liquidation sale when it's way past any time anybody remembers um, what was actually for. And but and this goes into your thing that hey, oh, but it was good. You would have just got that shit out the fucking door.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna let you talk, but I want to give a shout out to Jet's mom. Yeah, I know you freaking put that out there. Just so I say, shout out to Jet's mom, Derek Neiman, GTK Comics, Patrick Mill, Aztec Warrior. Haven't seen you in a while, baby. Style, Soul Serious, T Jones, Mojo Quid, Brad Selden. I have requested to be notified. Yep, make sure you hit the. Make sure if you already do not follow us, make sure you hit the follow button and then hit the little bell again for
Oh, yeah.
all.
Hit the bell thing.
Yeah, don't just hit the bell and make sure you click on the all, right? So because if you don't hit the bell for all, it'll just decide what it wants to show you. If you hit the bell for all, you get all notifications. Tino73, hi Nathan, and Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. MLA Bryce, thank you guys for freaking coming through. Helped by the vitamin gummies, I'm getting the 100% of my daily limits. Okay. Um, but yeah, man, it is kind of wild that it's now owned by another company right now. Um, I don't even know if they know what they're going to do with it. However, what I will say is that I do think it is interesting that Alliance is a company that is on the stock market, right? They do have a. I know I told you guys I'm not going to do this anymore, but they are. They do have a ticker. The ticker is AENT. It's at $3.40 or 50 cents or something like that. The lowest it's ever been with the last 52 weeks is like $1.01. Um, so, but the problem is that they don't have options yet, right? There's no way to buy like 100 of them. So maybe this buying of Diamond is a way to buy more assets in order to get access to more credit, in order to get themselves on the just above the OTC freaking market. That's makes more sense to me of what they're doing. So I don't know if Chris and Adam, have you guys been listening to what's been going on with this thing, and do you care, or do you think it's going to shake up the market? What do you guys think?
I'm excited. It's giving me hope that we can possibly start turning the ship around a little bit. It's just that it's going to take time. I'm taking a wait and see approach. I'm taking a wait and see approach because
Yeah,
this reminds me of Marvel being bankrupt back in the early '90s,
yeah,
where it took a while for the ship to turn around.
yeah. True,
But I'm
true.
hopeful.
What about you, Chris?
Man, I don't know, dude. I just think that, if this can kind of make a comeback, if it will, I don't really think that there's gonna be one. I think Penguin is pretty much just gonna take over, and I think they're already, most people already have Lunar accounts, so there you go. And we're just gonna go on. Shops, I think, holding back right now. I don't know, dude. It's a lot that are, but at the same time, um, I'm just glad this is kind of like not like done and over with, but kind of like at a point where we can kind of not have to focus on it anymore. You know?
You would think, man, but what I'm worried about is, because they just consolidated all the warehouses into one warehouse, um, and that can take a lot more money than maybe they were prepared to spend. So I'm worried about that feature. I'm worried about that they'll just say, you know what, they're holding on to it just a little bit, until they get what they're going to get out of it, and then try to sell that piece to somebody else. Um, which business wise, that's what you're supposed to do. Grab something that has some type of asset value, spin it up a little bit, dress it up a little bit, and then freaking once people say, "Oh yeah, it can make a little bit of money," then you just freaking sell it off to the next highest bidder. So, hey, what's going on, freaking James Critter? He says, "I'm not here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time."
Gee,
And then Tom, good evening, gents. Good evening. And it is like almost freaking midnight, but hello to you too, sir. And then Hi Nathan says the above is not medical advice. What the hell did you write? Oh, help buy the vitamin gummies and getting the 100% of my daily limits. So things may be a cleanse. Um, but yeah, man, freaking, that's where we're at, man. Freaking, we're in a weird tailspin right now. Uh, I think there is potential for it to be good for the community. Definitely. I just don't know if the proper people are in place if we can make it happen. It's sort of like where uh, we got Star Wars and Star Trek, where there's a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people moving stuff around and everything, but the final product that comes out of it usually freaking sucks. That's my feeling on how this thing might go now, and
like I
it's
said, I'm gonna give it time. I'm gonna give it a little. The purchase was just made this week, so I'm sure they're trying to iron out some things and figure out how they're gonna do things. So I'm gonna give
right,
them the benefit of the doubt.
right.
But
Hopefully
just
they freaking calm down this retailer incentive bullshit, because
that would
that
be lovely.
because look, you've already got some of these titles out there that they were putting out with Diamond. 13, 14, 15 covers, and the next week they putting out the same title, but oh yeah, these are just foil and metal. Like, what the fuck? No, they can just calm that down. Calm that down. Still tell these motherfuckers to stop publishing shit, right?
You know,
You know, and I'm looking at freaking Dynamite
Dynamite.
Entertainment. They should not be publishing as many freaking covers as much as they owe to the shareholders. They should not be printing out as much bullshit as they can. And you can go run and tell that shit. All right. But next, I want to talk about the big announcement. Right. It was on like I was just sitting around and notification comes up. Hey, Marvel Entertainment's going to have a big announcement. Right. And then I was like, oh, cool. Let me freaking click on this. And it was just a seat with a Chris Hemsworth freaking seat. Right. And then I was like, okay. Went away to go do something. Came back, was still Chris Hemsworth. And apparently it went on to a whole bunch of other seats that I just freaking missed. Right. I thought my shit just got freaking stalled. Apparently not. Apparently that was the whole deal. What did you think of the whole announcement? Because what is it called? Is it called Dooms's Avengers or something like that?
Avengers Doomsday, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of that?
You want to go first, Christopher?
Uh, sure. Hey, I thought it was dope. They basically just revealed I've been talking about this casting for like a while because I knew they were gonna bring the Fox characters back, right? So I was pretty geeked when I saw all the classic X-Men up there, and Loki. They announced. I think it's a whole nother half as well. I think they just teased like pretty much the people that we already knew was probably going to be in it already. I think that they may tease a second part where they do
He
another.
said there was more to come.
Yeah,
Mm,
And I'm going to be honest, man, I am jazzed. Um, you know, since X Men is like MCU before MCU, and to see 50, 60% of the OG cast back, that's nice. Um, I'm sure we'll get you Jackman and hopefully Anna Paquin eventually.
mm,
Uh, And of course, we're gonna have the Pascal, and old age Gilf looking Vanessa Kirby. Uh, we knew we were getting them. The chick that plays the Black Widow, who's a sexy piece of Russian ass. Testify, yeah.
Jeez.
I may be blind. I'm not that fucking blind. Um, you know, I'm excited, man. Good job, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, so it was a five. It was a 5.5 hour live stream played out on social media. 27 names ran a gamut for the OG franchise. For it first started with Chris Hemsworth, Florence Pugh that you just mentioned, Anthony Mackie back as Captain America. Then some of the newbies like Pedro Pascal with fellow Fantastic Four castmates. Um, then Patrick Stewart, who we all know passed as Xavier. Um, then the camera panned further and revealed Ian McKellen, Alan Cumming, Rebecca Romaine, James Marsden, Channing Tatum, which is kind of interesting because he had been trying to play that character for a while. But I don't know if we have a confirmation that's who he's playing as Gambit, but
Yeah, he's definitely playing Gambit.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
well, it would be interesting because he doesn't look like Gambit now, right? He may need to lose a few pounds, right? That would be interesting if he could do that. That would be great.
If he can't lose an arm himself, I'm sure they can CGI something to make it look like he lost some weight.
Yeah. True. I guess they could do that as well. But yeah, a lot of good names, a lot of good stuff.
I also heard something else, dude. I read something else about the original Reed Richards from the first two films is supposed to be, I guess, in the same council as the Pedro Pascal Reed Richards. So
hmm
if they do that, I'm gonna be excited about that shit. I actually was thinking that they were gonna bring back all the Reed Richards that we saw so far.
Well, here's the deal. I don't even know. I need to look at the roster, right? Because and you talked to the fact that there might be a second announcement coming. Well, actually, we've already got the announcement that they are going to shoot some scenes with old boy as Kang, right? I definitely think we missed out on seeing a Council of Kang. And if we're going to get a Council of Kang, we need a Council of Reeds.
Indeed.
That would
And
be amazing. That would be great.
yeah,
Even if it's
so
like a what if or whatever, give me that. Council of Kang versus a Council of Reeds. You know?
yeah, and that
And
would have been
then
dope.
and then and then out of that, I want them all to die, except for like a couple kings. I want them all to die, except for the Maker. That would
Yeah,
be
and
freaking amazing.
I heard the guy from the fuck 2000, what was it, 15 Fantastic Four.
No,
Uh,
why?
that Reed was going to do the Maker. I don't know, dude, but um, I saw a lot of people commenting on that, talking about the fact that they want him to come back to be the Maker.
One of
Mm.
the worst comic book movies of fucking modern time.
Of course it is, but it's just
No,
like,
it's not. It's the worst movie of all fucking time. And trust me, I have rewatched that Fantastic Four. I've rewatched a whole bunch of bullshit. I was like, it just wasn't as bad. No, it was just our expectation that they just kind of messed up. The worst comic book movie of all time has been the 2024 Crow movie.
Still haven't seen it
That's the
too.
worst. That is the worst fucking comic book movie. It's just freaking terrible. They decided to go all off of the actual source material and just come up with some freaking bullshit. And what they need to do is whoever did this movie that me and my wife just watched this evening called the Working Man with Jason Statham, right? There's all types of freaking Crow vibes in that motherfucker. Just great freaking man. You got motherfuckers in their trench coats and these weirdos freaking doing their freaking thing, and they were scary. They were just normal people, but they were still freaking scared me, had me fucking clutching my pearls and shit. Like, what the fuck's going on, right? So they need to hire whoever did that freaking movie to do the Crow, redo the fucking Crow, and get that dude, and they'll be all right.
Let's leave the Crow alone for a while. It's had enough shitty movies.
Yeah. Comic Shop says that She-Hulk is supposedly coming out with Scar. Oh yeah. Can't forget about that. White Vision and Star Lord hanging out. Like post Gambit, he's now thinner. Okay, so Comic Chef also said there's also a rumor of leaking art panels with Emperor Doom. Deadpool and Wolverine should be the surprises. See, the problem with, though I would normally agree with you, Toy Time Studios, the problem is that Ryan Reynolds, his aura is just so freaking damaged right now because of his little lawsuit. I think Marvel has learned their freaking lesson. Like, hey, when the dude is in the middle of all types of shit, don't put him in anything, right? Just let the freaking heat freaking die down. And also, don't overreact, right, to some bullshit like they did with Johnny Depp, right? And the guy that's playing Johnny freaking King right now. Okay, that's why they're bringing him back. Now, old girl that was saying weird stuff about freaking COVID vaccines, hands off on her. But yeah, freaking shit. Did you see the leak? No, hi Nathan, I did not see the link or leak. Competition says, hey, they say that he's Maestro. Oh, Maestro could be coming out also.
Bro, you didn't see the leaks yet? You saw that?
No, I have not.
Oh yeah, dude. There's some leaks out. You should go. You should pull them up right now. Well,
I
fucking
actually no, because you know what? I don't even like trailers when they go over the 30 freaking seconds and they tell me the whole freaking movie.
no, it's
Like if
not a
I've ever,
trailer. It's just a movie. It's just like
yeah,
concept photos. It's not
Oh, the concept art was
necessarily,
leaked.
you know, yeah, just concept art that got leaked, and it showed God Emperor Doom for the first time. It was pretty fucking dope. It's not saying that it's definite that's going to be in the movie. The comment he was referring to earlier when he said, Star Lord was hanging out with White Vision. Um, that's the same set of photos.
Alright, that was from the concept art that was leaked. The Star
Yeah,
Wars.
because it showed Doom. It had Doom, and then it was like a couple of pictures of Doom, but one picture had him by himself in his white attire, and then the other picture, he fucking was sitting there and had, I think, Susan Storm like dressed in some 1600s Victorian shit. And then Doctor Strange standing behind him and fucking had Reed Richards on his knees with fucking Florence Pugh, whatever you want to call her, White Widow, Black Widow, whatever the fuck. She, you know, was standing there holding the change to Reed Richards in the concept
mm,
art. But then it also had like a few Black Panther pictures of like different kind of like outfits, fashion wise, I guess.
I
Of
don't care about any Black Panther stuff unless it's fucking Tosin.
yeah,
they
dude.
can they yeah, unless it's fucking Tosin, who gives a fuck, right? Um, I did see that they were talking about that the dude that's Namor, he's in there.
Yep.
They did bring back the Shuri. Okay, gotcha. Um,
They didn't announce Benedict Cumberbatch. They didn't announce fucking Tom Holland either. So I feel like it's other people that they're still going
yeah,
to
yeah.
announce.
Well, yeah. I mean, because what we need to do is we need to let them finish up with Daredevil. We need to let them finish up with Thunderbolts, which comes out.
May
Is that
2nd.
May?
Yeah, it's May 2nd.
May 2nd. Okay. I feel like there's something coming out next month or some shit.
It might be. I know
But
Eyes of Wakanda is coming up.
yeah. But what they need to do is they need to regroup because they are getting their asses torn up about that fucking Snow White shit right now.
Yeah.
They were told 3 years ago that shit wasn't going to fly. 3 years ago, like what the fuck?
Can I complain about something about Snow White for a minute?
Say what?
I want to complain about Snow White for a minute.
Okay, go ahead. You want the floor?
Yes,
Go
please.
ahead, go ahead,
Uh,
man.
now I need the floor. Dear
Yeah.
Hollywood, you had the motherfucking CGI 7 midgets. You're gonna sit there and tell me that the dwarfs, the little people, they're called midgets, by the way. Fuck political correctness. Political correctness. I said it. But you couldn't find 7 people of that size who are actors. You got CGI and AI those motherfuckers in. You couldn't find 7 midgets in Hollywood to play the dwarfs. You got that fucking lazy.
Well,
I mean, it's already this thing is a woke piece of trash. I don't think Rachel Ziegler or however you pronounce her stupid last name could act out of a blowjob unless they'll play fucking Snow White.
well, I don't. I'm going to stop you there, right? So, it's not like she can't act, right? Anybody can freaking act. You give them the right material.
I made
However,
it's about the dwarfs. I mean
how
the midgets.
yeah. However, making her the fairest of them all over Gal Gadot is crazy work. Crazy work. Right? You go anywhere in the world, freaking, and you ask them about Gal Gadot, man, freaking, she's fairest of them all. So for them to say, "Oh, she," once again, I have not seen the movie yet. Um,
That
but
shit has 20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
because they
Wow.
didn't fucking listen
Or yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous. It's like I wouldn't even, I'd wait till it comes out. No.
on Hulu on Disney Plus, right?
Yep.
It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks. It's going to be on Disney Plus, right?
Wow,
Um,
I think that's a new record.
Now they got some other crazy stuff, man. That I'd be like, I'd be showing my wife like, "Oh man, freaking, we should go see that next week." And then we sit home, we go home, and then there's like already on the fucking streaming set. Shit, man. So you never know. Um, but yeah, man, fucking they're definitely getting their asses tore out about fucking Snow White. So now Marvel, remember I was saying DC needs to take their fucking time and make sure the shit freaking goes good. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. I just had a weird. Um, now Marvel, Disney needs to freaking take their freaking time and freaking. It's even showing up in their freaking share price, man. I remember when at one point they were shooting for $200. Now this past week they're down to like 98, 99. It's kind of crazy. But what were you gonna say, Chris?
I was just gonna say, dude, I, they just shouldn't have did this movie. I don't know why, dude. I remember them talking mad shit about it back in the day, and I knew it was still gonna come out, but damn, dude, it's just it sucks because I don't know if it's a good or bad movie yet, but if you were judging it off of reviews right now, you definitely wouldn't pay your money to go see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My mother and my nieces saw it with the Girl Scouts. My mom said it was
Oof,
all right.
that's even
Yeah.
worse.
But
And,
it's
and
it's just politically incorrect right now, so it's just
yeah,
like,
You know, the most politically incorrect thing in it, CGI little people when they could hire real fucking midgets. Real midgets who are actors are looking for work. You gotta CGI these motherfuckers? Why?
they got to CGI everything. I mean, you should have just known they were gonna do it just based off of Hollywood alone. I mean,
And that's what angers me with modern Hollywood, man. Wizard of Oz had no CGI. They had real midgets. One of them even hung themselves.
yeah. Cosmic One says it was all right, but it took a second to get used to Seven Dwarfs, right?
Told you.
And
They
I think
used real
yeah, I
midgets.
think yeah, thank you for that perspective, man. Because sometimes you know just trying to focus on one thing takes you away from the story and everything else, man. So yeah, good shout. I saw CGI scenes. Tom says Thunderbolts. Not sure what that was about. James Carter says if Peter Jackson could make you believe that full size actors were dwarves a decade ago, this was just pure laziness. Yeah. Um, and then Chef says we all know that when she asked Mira who's the first of them all, Mira saying shit, you are, gal. Absolutely, man. I mean, if they couldn't find a small if they couldn't find a small Wolverine, they could have just gotten small children with facial hair. Yeah, man. Look that, So, it's kind of rough right now. So right now, when it comes to this, all this other Marvel stuff, mostly their superhero stuff, they need to get it freaking right. They did okay with some of the other live actions like Beauty and the Beast, and they recently did, I think it was Mustafa, right, which was like a break off of the Lion King, which was okay, not bad because it was a retelling of that story, right? With live action, freaking great. But I just don't understand. Now they did Bambi. If they did Bambi,
Oh, no.
I might have to go see
Fuck
that shit.
Bambi.
I no, well, Bambi was already fucked, man. He was like not like what 5 months old, and his mom died, right? His mom got the clamps. So, but yeah, if they did Bambi in live action, I would have definitely had to go see that because that was traumatizing. There's, I would say off the top of my head right now, there's two traumatizing movies. Oh, actually, no, there's three. Excuse me. Bambi, Transformers, especially when Optimus fucking died, and Never Ending Story. Right?
Oh, wow. Luke, I agree with Lucas 110%.
And then they wonder why we're all fucked up right now.
No, 'cause, it used to be on YouTube. It used to be the one scene of Bambi's mom getting killed. That always fucked me up.
All right, now let's switch over to talk about Daredevil. Recently, they just released it was like a 2 part. Well, it's not 2 part. It was two different episodes. The first episode was okay.
Interest was the name. With interest was the
Right.
name of the episode.
So yeah, it felt like there was and once again, this is spoilers, but it's not that freaking huge. Was that it felt like it just served to put Kamala Khan in this Daredevil universe, right? Because once again, she wasn't there, but her dad was there, and he kept saying, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter, Kamala, Kamala, Kamala this, Kamala that, Kamala that, whatever. The rest of this stuff was like, okay, whatever. And then they switched over to the next episode, and where we got the freaking Muse, which is an interesting character into itself, which Marvel has been trying to explain to people who this freaking dude is, and people are kind of missing out on that. But right now, I guess a lot of people are suspecting that right now that they're trying to say, because there was mention that Kamala's in California. Maybe some people are now suspecting that maybe she's joining the West Coast Avengers, which wasn't really her thing. But what was her thing is Champions. That was like one of the first groups that she actually joined. I don't know if they were in California at one point, but that is a thing. James Carter is saying, I felt like the Bank episode was from before the reshoots, totally different tone from the rest of the series. Yeah.
Excuse me, Lucas. Can I drop a little piece of behind the scenes stuff?
Yeah, of course, man.
Since I can talk about this a little bit now. Basically, the Bank episode was before all the reshoots and all the rewrites. That's the reason they still wanted it to be try to drop it around the week of St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Because I was like, hold up, St. Patty's Day was like a couple of weeks ago, and now they're just dropping this episode. What the fuck?
Yeah. There's that's the reason this episode's a little bit more, self-contained than most of the other reps, where maybe 5% bleeds into the overall Muse / Kingpin story, where it circles back to Luca in episode 6. And I also think this I think what Marvel's going to do is there's the Champions. I think they're going to merge the Champions, Young Avengers, and West Coast Avengers into some type of group
It
at
makes
some point.
sense. That makes
I can see them
sense.
streamlining it because they really make a point for, if you remember back in at the end of the Marvels when Kamala breaks into Kate Bishop's apartment. Uh,
Yeah.
she says, "Hey, I heard Ant Man has a daughter." And where is Ant Man? Out in San Francisco.
Mm.
California.
Yeah, and they also showed that I guess it was for some type of like show, like some type of live show, like or something at one of those amusement parks. But they have a scene of America Chavez, Kamala Khan, and I believe it was Kate Bishop sitting down at the table.
And just to
At,
show
at
the thing that they've been doing in the Disney theme parks.
yeah,
Whatever the show, I know what you're talking about. I just forget the name of it.
yeah, but they had the three of them sitting down like they just got done doing a mission and that shit. So, uh, yeah, I would definitely say like uh, Champions is what I also heard they were doing. So I was just like, if they do that, that's pretty fucking cool. But, um, you also got like, dude, it's gonna be a lot of teams kind of involved in this shit, and I think the other half of the cast, I don't know, dude. I feel like we're gonna get some, but they're not gonna tell us everybody, so that there's some type of surprises during the movie. But at least not until they start wrapping shooting. You know what I'm saying? So it's already a shit ton of actors and actresses coming back for this, but where Daredevil, fits into the overall picture, I feel like they're gonna put all the street characters together, obviously, but then they're gonna kind of bring everybody together through this Secret Wars and Doomsday event. So I
Hmm.
feel like it's other people that of course we saw, and I wanted to talk about like where they're like Thor and all these different characters. Like we already know Luke Cage and probably Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. We already know they're coming back, but I'm wondering how they're gonna bring back some of these other characters. Because I saw somewhere else that they were gonna do like Thor Corps, but I was just thinking about all the Battle World like situations once we get down that road.
A lot of stuff to think about. So, give me your top one or two books that you think people should be looking at right now.
Once again, Christopher, you want to go first, brother?
You can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you, man. Go. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go with Champions number one, the Alex Ross.
What the fuck, dude?
That would be my at the moment that would be my number one pick. But as well as the West Coast Avengers, right? Because and I say that because you got stuff from Agatha, Scarlet Witch coming out. We know that the White Vision is coming back. We just saw the Swordsman back, right?
Yeah, we
So
saw the
that would
swordsman.
yeah. So that would definitely indicate that the West Coast Avengers might have some play somewhere down the line, or it's just definitely coming out. I would also venture to say, um, this is my number three. This is my throw it off the bridge. It could be Luke Cage as the mayor, right? Because we got freaking Kingpin. He is trying his fucking best, man. He is doing his freaking thing. I would really like to see him as that doing his freaking thing. Love it. But at some point, as he's they're doing this thing, and then I think my son told me that they're doing a second season of this
Yeah,
whole
second season
Daredevil,
of Daredevil's
right?
already been done.
So we're gonna so we're gonna so right so we're gonna do this, right, and then at some point we're gonna have, because remember there's a whole um vigilante freaking band and everything. That was where the champions come into freaking play, right? Because they they were freaking up against an arm and arms against that, right? That plays in the freaking season two. That freaking gets Kingpin kicked out for some weird stuff. And I want to see what they want. Also want to see what they did with that stone, right? Because that stone did play into the Spider-Man and the Black Panther and the Namor universe. So, well, if it's the same stone that I'm thinking about, right? Unless it's one of those weird Infinity stones that from Infinity Watch. So that
It
could be
kind of
interesting,
looks like it would have been the Mind Stone, if anything, because I remember the Mind Stone being yellow.
right? Um, but then after that, after Kingpin gets kicked out and almost dies again, then we have Luke Cage coming in to fill in as the freaking mayor. So that's
Yeah,
kind that's some
he's still the current mayor in Marvel Comics.
is he? Yeah,
Yep.
but he's still being like a vigilante and like wearing a mask and trying to fight
Yeah,
shit and stuff. But
he just got the Spider-Man crime war
Get
thing right before
Gang War.
3 months ago. He
yeah,
got it repealed.
bring back Luke Cage, great actor. It makes sense. Yeah,
Wait and see, wait and see. If I was a betting man, I'd bet
I.
much on it.
But you know what, Cosmic One? I also loved the Jessica Jones actress. I
I guess
loved her. They,
wait and see. Place your bet, place your bet.
well, they hit so hard. They hit so hard and so amazing with Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and then they went and fucked it up with Iron Fist. That was a terrible. And I don't know what the heck was going on with that. Maybe it was just the way the direction that he was given, but it was just like a so no, no, nope, not feeling it. Don't care about that shit. But I
I'm
would
in the
like to.
minority of people who actually liked Iron Fist.
Yeah, you
I
are.
mean,
You
I
are.
was thinking, aren't we about to get like damn near 3 different Iron Fists? Because if he's about to come back, um, the girl at the end of what was it, Defenders?
Hmm.
Uh, I thought she was also like damn near going to be an Iron Fist or a
Was it a
Swords
little
Master.
girl? Was it a little
Uh,
girl?
no, she was like fucking. If you remember at the end of
I
Defenders
don't
when
remember
they
shit about the fitness. That was like what 8 years ago or some shit.
And
uh, fucking I just remember that, and then we were also getting Iron Fist in Eyes of Wakanda, so that's like damn near, you know, 3 Iron Fists right there.
Yeah. So here's another thing that I need to do some more research on. Um, in the original Muse's artwork, the people that he uses for that artwork are not just regular people. Some of them are mutants, and some of them are inhumans.
Yeah, I thought the majority of them were Inhumans, and then
Right.
um,
So it may, when I get a time and I'm sober enough, I'm gonna have to go back and see if there's any clues as to who these people are, who he killed, or and is are they trying to lead us into some other character that's out there? Because I know people forget there was an Inhuman show.
I think even Disney wants to forget that show existed.
Well,
yeah,
after the
but
money they
they're
spent to send it to freaking Hawaii,
they're
right?
bringing Black Bolt back
I was
though.
shocked when Black Bolt was in the Multiverse of
Doc-
Madness. I was actually shocked.
Yeah.
Right, they said that he's about to come back again, so I
Mm,
thought it would be a really cool nod if they did that. Um, But I don't think they, I don't know, dude. I don't know if they're gonna even spend the time to go
Yeah,
into
there's
Inhumans, but you kind of need to because you need Black Bolt for Secret Wars.
yeah.
yeah, but also in the comic books, Muse is an Inhuman.
Mm,
You know,
hmm.
the one thing I did like about episode 6, the scene with the two chicks wanting the picture, is straight from one of the books. The
Ah,
only thing
I
they
did not know
changed
that.
is in the book they actually take the selfie.
uh, and I'm not gonna lie. I did enjoy the fight between them too. Like that was definitely a highlight. They could have had a little bit better choreography, but I still felt
Yeah.
like it was dope.
I also love how they uh, just exhibitioned the two fights intertwining with one another, as using Daredevil going mano a mano. Kingpin and Adam are beating the shit out of one another as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Cosmic One says they did make references to Miss Marvel and Franklin is a mutant, right?
Miss Marvel, they definitely said she was a mutant at the end of the season one.
Which Franklin are we talking? We're talking about Fantastic Four Franklin, or who are we talking about?
Yeah, but Kamala Khan is definitely she's definitely now a mutant in the books and on the show.
Yeah, they kind of did a see they did a weird thing, right? Because they felt the need to redo her freaking origin without addressing um some other stuff. Because in A Force #1, she was doing some weird stuff in there, and that had a whole lot of potential. They never just really addressed what the fuck was going on with that. Fantastic Four Franklin.
Oh yeah, I read an article about this too. Did you want to throw a Fantastic Four still up there? Because I want to talk about that film real quick.
And I
Okay.
also want to talk about if anyone uh, wants to invest in spec and buy and sell comics based on reading, this week's Fantastic Four number 30 was my read of the week.
I have a feeling I'm gonna really like this movie.
Yeah,
Well,
I have way higher hopes right now for fucking Fantastic Four versus Superman right now, out of all honesty. And I say that just because of the fact that if, all those reshoots and everything are true and the critics, that were allowed to see that movie early or whatever, that viewed it, did like a private viewing or whatever, and they said it was that bad, dude, the type of things that they're saying in this Fantastic Four movie make me so fucking excited. So apparently, in the first 15 minutes of the movie, I guess, we're gonna get our Robert Downey Jr. Doom, supposedly. All right, and it's supposed to be like a really meaningful or impactful scene to the movie or overall picture. They also said that the Silver Surfer, she was actually going to be kind of like on a mission to protect Franklin Richards, basically. And while all this is going on, you feel me? Galactus is coming to basically destroy the world. So, I've heard rumors of like uh, Pedro Pascal, his Reed Richards, along with other Reed Richards, they were gonna like do something with that. So, but they were going to be trying to figure out a way to stop the world from ending, and they end up not, right. And Galactus
yeah,
destroys this world. So, if the shit that they're saying in this movie happens and they do it correctly and it looks good, feels good, dude, this is probably going to be one of the most popping movies of the year, and I think we'll see other surprises in it, possibly, or at least little nods to other characters, because they also said something about um, there being a teenage Iron Man, Tony Stark's, in this universe, right? And he is basically, um, like, I guess, being mentored by Reed Richards, all right? And apparently, I guess when this Earth gets destroyed, possibly he survives, and they're saying that this is possibly Tom Cruise, Iron Man, that was supposed to basically this kid was supposed to grow up and be basically in
Yes,
this
I don't
what?
universe.
want to let that count die
Yeah,
either.
dude, I read this, dude. It was a long ass article. So
Hmm.
if this is the direction that they're going, dude, I like what I'm hearing already, and I know that the way they're gonna end it is probably gonna really set up everything. I'm pretty sure the post credit scene is really gonna set everything up for Doomsday, because if I'm not mistaken, uh, shit, this is the last movie before Doomsday.
Yep.
Mm. So a lot to think about. A lot to think about. Okay, I'm down. As
I'm
long as
also
they take the time. Well, we gotta see Thunderbolts first.
Yeah, Thunderbolts is gonna happen first, and I think that we're gonna be surprised a couple of times in there too. But I feel like the way that's gonna end is they're gonna talk Sentry down most likely, and he'll just get locked up until they fuck around and need him. Because I feel like they do have a plan for him going forward. So they're definitely not gonna kill him off or no shit like that. Uh,
People, you know what people forget? People forget that Adam, Adam is the fucking thing from. So he was in the
Oh, the Blue
Eternals
Adam.
movie. Yeah, the Eternals movie came in at the end. He's a powerful motherfucker too.
talking about Aresham, the judge.
The judge, I forget what the fuck. Well, his name is Adam, and now they have Eve.
Blue Adam.
Adam.
The Blue Adam
Yeah,
character.
not he's. I don't know. He's not Blue Adam. He's just Adam. Just
Also, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're talking about Blue Marvel. I also fucking
not Blue Marvel.
no.
He's no, yeah. He's came from the Gold People.
Are you talking about Adam Warlock?
Yes.
Okay,
Hmm.
well if you're talking about Warlock, then
No,
yeah,
I'm
Warlock
sorry,
is
Galaxy
definitely
Grid.
going to. I guess he had just said, the actor that played him said that he was excited to come back. If they ask him, he'll be there in a heartbeat. So I'm pretty sure they're going to end up bringing him back too,
Yeah.
because he ended with the Guardians. So, but I'm more interested in how they make this Doom, because he's supposed to be like straight up Victor Von Doom from this universe and no ties to Tony Stark. But I've heard other rumors where when the world actually gets destroyed by Galactus and he and the Fantastic Four get displaced to the MCU somehow, maybe via time variance authority or some shit, or end up on the Void, you know what I mean, some shit like that. Whole time, dude, um I'm thinking that, like, all right, they said that basically Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom would be kind of like, he would see that Iron Man died, right? And he would
Hmm.
basically pretend to be this Iron Man, this Tony back from the dead, right? And he was supposed to kind of like blend in through the MCU. So he's already supposed to kind of like low key be there, right? Um that's another rumor that I heard about how, they were going to actually end the film with Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom, being in the MCU as well.
Mm.
So, because by the time we get to Doomsday, like, I would figure they would have to, I'm expecting Doom and a team of like evil Avengers, like Chris Evans and a Maestro version of Hulk or some shit, because they did show quite a few Hulks in that concept photo as well, right? And we know Hulk is still going to be around in the MCU. Probably is bouncing back and forth between Earth and Sakaar at the same time. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, but once this shit all ends, I also think that, like, maybe towards Secret Wars or some shit, we may get this X-Men recast as well. You feel me? Because they were already supposed to have this movie in production. You know what I mean? So, originally I thought it was supposed to be a movie between Doomsday and Secret Wars.
I think that's
Uh,
gonna be Spider. That's gonna wind up being Spider-Man 4.
yeah, and that's what I thought too. So I'm still thinking that. You feel me? But um,
Yeah,
I'm just
the
wondering
way I
how they're gonna
understand
do it.
it is the movie that's in between Secret Doomsday and Secret Wars is Spider-Man 4, and X-Men isn't supposed to be done. Not they're not even going to be stepping the X-Men's vagina into after Secret Wars.
Well, I thought that they were, dude. Like, all right, what they had said about the project, I thought they said that they were gonna basically cast some teens like now, or the young actors now, and X-Men was supposed to be like already in pre-production and shit. So I know for a fact like that's supposed to take place after, Secret Wars and everything. But I think that we may
Yeah,
get
but I
those
think
new X-Men in the end of Secret Wars. You know what I
I
mean?
think we're supposed to get one cast member as the post credit scene in Spider Man, and then I think the rest of the recast may be Secret Wars. But
Yeah.
don't quote me on that. I didn't say shit.
Come on, you gotta have the huevos, man. Say that shit with your heart, with your fucking heart, with your fucking chest. All right. Um, let's keep it moving. So I think it's time for us to actually start talking about some fucking books. But before that, let's go ahead and play some.
We can play
Get
some.
some. Well, let's get some. Yeah, I don't have. I don't have the. Let's go to the movies joint yet. Back yet.
I'm gonna have to send it to you, or aren't I?
Yeah, but let's get some indies. Some indie comics some love. Stand by.
I was meant to be new. I was meant to be beautiful. The world would have looked to the sky and seen hope, seen mercy. Instead, they look up in horror because of you. You've wounded me. I give you full marks for that. But, like the man said, what doesn't kill you just makes me stronger. I was meant to be new.
All right, that was Blood Shadow from Death Club Comics. Um, Now it's time to talk about some of the stuff that happened this past week. There was some usual suspects. You broke the story about the Last Boy #1, that Adam Hughes. That one is still doing well. Um, and I forget there's a Jenny Frison one. I forget which book that was that did pretty well as well. But on the ground with some of these retailers, Flash Volume 6, #19. David Nakayama still knocking it out the park. That one was freaking sold out, as well as the Steven Segovia. That one actually looks pretty electrifying. On back order, people aren't tracking this one. There was a whole bunch of covers for this, and this is probably what fucked it up. It was the Absolute Martian Manhunter, and it's so Stanley Kubrick, because we don't know what the fuck is going on, but it's so colorful and the panels were freaking great. Um, I don't think this is going to go anywhere after this. This is going to be one of those forgotten joints. But well, here's the deal. I think a lot of people that are speculating on this are probably going to say, "Who's buying a whole bunch of Manhunter shit?" Nobody. You actually brought people's attention to this one, Justice League Unlimited #5. The International Women's Day. Nice freaking Jenny Frison, absolutely freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, that motherfucker is so dope.
Batman #158, the giant size special edition, cover A, Jim Lee, sold out, as well as the foil variant for this one. Bitterroot, issue #1, The Next Movement. I actually read this one. You'll do bad things, and that's not a bad way to start out. But I don't know if it can sustain it. Farrell #11. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero #315, definitely sold out at the distributor level as well as at some stores.
Yep.
Then we're taking everyone down with us. This one is a whole bunch of, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I like it. It's about a little girl whose father just happens to be a scientist that everybody is trying to fucking kill. And it's from her perspective, right? Definitely her perspective all the freaking way. And it's absolutely freaking, I really like the story. This one could definitely be a script for probably a TV series. And it's actually pretty damn fucking good. I like this one, by Image. Amazing Spider-Man number 70. It's okay at
It
distributor
horribly
level.
sucks.
Yeah, but sold out at Midtown. The Amazing Spider-Man number 70. I don't think a lot of people are tracking this. There's actually a um, new character. I don't know if he's on the cover, but he's at least, well, he's not. I don't know if he's in the book, but he's at least on the cover. It's on the back cover. Um, and it's because it's one of those wraparounds, and he was on the freaking back cover, so it's kind of interesting. But that one did sell out.
Now,
Go ahead, Adam.
I'm gonna do something I haven't done in years. I'm gonna drop Amazing Spider-Man again.
You dropped it.
I'm gonna stop reading it for a bit.
Uh,
Miles Morales Spider-Man, fucking awesome. Ultimate Spider-Man, awesome. This, it's
no bueno.
prostitutes and Times Square don't suck this bad.
I'm not sure. Daredevil number 19 sold out. Not sure what's going on with this book. Deadpool versus Wolverine / Month number 1 is okay at the distributor level, but sold out at several stores. Doom's Division number 1, there was a 150 rivals that definitely sold out at certain stores, but then there was also Peach Momoko 1 in 50 that's out there that I'm keeping my eye on. Eddie Brock, Carnage number 1, second print 1 in 25, wraparound. Then Marvel, Fantastic Four number 30. Not sure what's going on with that one. I mean, I know what's in.
It's a great read.
Yeah, I'm not sure what people are speculating on behind that. Then there was also,
Is it to me? Just has the potential to be an iconic story with Ben Grimm.
well, so here's what's interesting is that what he said is he's trying to antagonize Reed. He said, "Hey, you've been supposedly working on him being able to get back to human all these freaking years, but look what I did. Look what I did. Now he's back. This dude hasn't even been able to have sex with his wife properly because of this whole deal. Once a year, he gets to try and smash his honey. And who shows up? The Hulk. The Hulk shows up everywhere he's at and cockblocks him every single freaking time, right? So this is a pretty big deal because now I gotta ask, like, hey man, freaking Ben, like, are you gonna fight back or are you gonna freaking go home, man? Go home for a quick sec. You know?
And I also like this as like one of the best uses of Alicia Masters and the Puppet Master I've seen in quite some time as well.
Another good Easter egg.
Which anyone knows, like Alicia's in my top 5 favorite characters in comic books. Period.
Not Daredevil.
Well, I read the Fantastic Four before I was given Daredevil 168, so it's kind of tied. But when I first started losing my sight, I had a friend. She started showing me every blind character in a comic book. So,
unless she throws in, what's the name of the black guy from Star Trek that's blind but has the
fucking the Ford motherfucker. That was in it too.
Yeah.
And now with the meta glasses, I basically am Geordie LaForge.
Nice. We'll get to talk about that a little later between you and I. Yeah. Godzilla vs. Fantastic Four number 1 sold out, as well as the Lee Garbet versus variant. That one actually looks pretty good. But I'm going to keep my eye out for, because I know people are going to sell that for cheap sooner or later, is the 1/100 Momoko. The Incredible Hulk number 23 had a NetEase Rivals variant. That one sold out. And then there was a Peach Momoko joint. Absolutely freaking gorgeous was the Rogue Savage Land number 3, the J. Scott Campbell. Love it. She's just fucking trying to swing through the trees. In the meantime, there's a freaking big ass fucking dinosaur right after her ass. X-Men Hunt. I forget what the deal with this one was. Thunderbolts Doomstrike number 2, Ultimate Spider-Man number 15, as well as the Simone Bianchi. Ultimate Wolverine number 3 sold out, as well as its 1 in 100, Matthias Benahini. Uncanny X-Men number 12, not sure what's going on with that one, but that one sold out. As well as Wolverine Revenge number 5 and the 125 Alexander Lozano.
You forgot to mention one. Uh, Pool Illuminati, dude. That shit had like 6 or 7 first appearances in it.
See, I pull him Illuminati.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I think the main cover might have some of the new Deadpool characters. They're like Deadpool variants, basically.
Hmm. Okay.
I think the main cover.
Hi, Nathan is asking that you bring him the Dark Illuminati. And then Cosmic One says, was X-Men going the route of a Disney TV series? Well, yeah, they did have one, right?
Wait, what? What?
No, they
X-Men?
haven't done one to the standards of like some of the Disney shows they've been putting out. But from what I heard, it was supposed to be a movie, live action. In fact, even some people were thinking that they were basically like kind of tricking us with the Doomsday shit, and they might even do an Avengers versus X-Men. But I felt like if that was gonna happen, maybe it happened later. But I don't know, dude. I think they're just saying that because of the casting. Some of the casting of the X-Men and Doomsday. So I don't see them doing, like Avengers versus X-Men. I think it's still just one big Secret War story.
Same
Hmm.
here. They're definitely gonna fight in it at some point. So, but the closest thing I think we've got to X Men live action would have been the show The Gifted, that, from Fox. And
Yeah.
then of course we had that piece of crap Generation X live action movie back from the late '90s.
Okay.
I want that Savage Land Rogue too, and your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, the animation variant, and the
Hmm.
Clark.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's not doing anything quite yet. I would actually have to check. I'm gonna have to check in the morning and see what the numbers are for that one. But I
For
don't think
what? You're
it's
friendly?
no the Lucas Bornek joint.
All right. Yeah, I thought that was a beautiful cover too, dude. Especially when I saw it in person, it looked really good. So, um, and then I was wondering about that your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, just because uh, I saw that they were kind of low, so I wanted to know if they had sold out to a distribution level.
Hmm. We could definitely check on that a little bit later. But for now, before we go into FOC, what can we do here?
You can do
Where we
DC
at?
first if you want. Did you get it?
Yeah, let's see, Annular. getting ready to talk about some of the FOC stuff. Let's see if this works. Where this works. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I know it doesn't want to
Here we
work.
go. There we go. The floor is yours, kind sir.
All right, we could just kind of go through these. This is Absolute Batman #1, 6 printing. There's two covers on it. You got one regular and the other's a foil. There's actually like a lot of reprints in this first little portion. We can go to the next one though. Yeah, this is Absolute Batman #3 or #2, fourth printing. There's two covers of that.
Loving that new freaking little bat that just comes off his fucking chest.
And then we have Absolute Batman #3, third printing. Um, I think that's a new. Is that new cover art for the Delato?
It is.
Yeah,
It
that's what.
is.
All right, so Absolute Superman, fourth printing. Let's see. And I think we'll have that Dan Moore, regular and foil. I'll just put the one in there because it's just repeat covers to me. Absolute Wonder Woman #1, fifth printing, and then I also believe there's a foil to this one as well. And then Absolute Martian the Manhunter #2. I think this is like maybe 5 regular covers. So these first 3 are all regular covers. Um,
Good story so far. Just a little fucking weird.
I
yeah,
haven't read it.
the art,
I thought the Flash was great. I just haven't had a chance to read the shit.
yeah, the art's a little weird, but that one in the middle, the Crystal Kung, I think that's gonna look good in person. Um, and then here, this Jeffrey Spokes, I like that one too. And then this is a 125 and 1 in 50. Absolute Wonder Woman #7. And its first 3, it's regular covers. And then again, I think there's 1 in 25 to this. What's the next one?
That Jessica Fong, they're she's definitely stretching for the anime crowd.
Yeah, they threw it on a 1 in 50 too. But I actually like the new one. The new one is pretty fucking dope. I actually like that a lot. I might just pick one up just because. And then this is for your Batman 159. There's some covers of this too. I like this Delato connecting, so I'd keep an eye out on that one for sure. Um, other ones are cool too, but uh, then the April Fools. That's another one that I like. I might end up picking that one up too. And then I think these are your last regular covers. I think we got 1 in 25. I think that's the Michael Cho, and then the 1 in 50 in the middle, the Simone Bianchi, and then the Jim Lee 1 in 100 version.
What's
I
up
like.
what's up with Simone? Why is Batman looking a little zesty?
Yeah,
In
they
the,
look like they're about to play leg scissors or some shit. But I'm not gonna lie. I think I like it for some reason. I think it's just the puzzle pieces, but it is some weird positioning in this cover. I'm not gonna lie.
well, it's not like this. It's not just that. If you look at the faces above those guys, he looks like he got Botox lips, man. Like he really want to tell you a secret in your ear. Get closer and shit. Like, oh, back the fuck off me, Batman. Shit.
Yeah. And then we got Teen Titans. I forgot what number is this. The Brave and the Bold, #60, facsimile edition. They're gonna actually have, I think, up to 3 covers. just like they did that recent Swamp Thing. I think one is going to be like card stock. The second one is going to. I don't know which order they're going to have it, but I know it's going to be a card stock, more of like a paper cover, like that newspaper cover, and then a regular foil, and then a so Absolute Flash. No, this is just regular Flash. Number 20. The Leslie Ray is pretty dope. This one over here to the right is going to be your foil. And then I also like the Jeffrey Spokes again. So, and then on this Green Lantern, number 22, Lucio Perillo. And then over here, this Miguel Mercado is really dope to me for some reason. And then we have Mark Spears on the 1 in 25.
I don't even know who that is. No, Miguel Mercado.
Is it? Yeah, that motherfucker. I think it might be a new character just because I don't know who it is either. Go back to that Harley Quinn real
Yeah,
quick. Yeah, so the one on the left, my boy David Nakayama, he actually has it's something crazy because he has two covers on this issue, which I thought was like I don't know. I feel like it's excessive because of the fact that they could have put it on the next issue, but it has two Nakayama covers on this one issue. The one with
What's
the
the issue
books,
number on that, Chris?
that is number 50. One in the middle is the April Fool's variant, and then that one at the end, I think that was just a regular cover C, but pretty dope too. I actually like that one with the bat, but I actually like all three of these. So I'll probably pick up six of the ones with the books though. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
I'm probably gonna go.
That cover B is a must have right there.
Which one is
Yeah,
the cover B?
It's
the one where
her and
she
this. Yes, her and a very
tall stack of books.
stack of books, but she's in a schoolgirl outfit.
Oh, okay.
And she
Sold.
kind of has that like
Sold.
surprised look a little bit. But
Excellent. Awesome sauce. Fucking specking up, specking
and
up,
then I'm not gonna lie though, the other one on the April Fool's one, that
Mhm.
face for some reason I like that pose with the finger to her mouth like that, and I don't know why, but it's just kind of dope to me. So, but that librarian looking one where she has all these books like a schoolgirl, that shit is fucking dope.
That can be
Pardon my
a
French,
plural
but
DVD cover, man.
Yeah.
yeah,
And for those that don't know, the one in the middle, there's anarchist cookbook in the middle of it. Yeah.
and then I believe this is your 1 in 25 by Chuma Hill. I like
I'm
it. It's
I'm so
cool.
I'm so confused. Like what the fuck is she cutting? Why does the saw have to why why does it have to be between her legs like that? I'm so confused.
I
This
don't
is
know. It's just weird, but
She's
it's
using
still.
she's basically using the chainsaw as a dick. What the fuck is going on, man?
well, maybe that's her fetish. You don't know. Maybe there's a
And then
chainsaw fetish out there we just don't know about.
May that fetish or love never find me. Saying.
Justice League Unlimited number 6. On this one, I'm really feeling the Liber Mayo, and the Nathan Zerdy is cool too, but the Liber Mayo, I don't know. I don't know why I like it so much, but I do.
Old girl looks too much like fucking Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch, yeah. And the other one's like Gamora's twin sister.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we have Mark Spears on this cover D, and then the Dan Jurgens on the 1 in 25, and the 1 in 50 is by Travis. I think that's Moore. Is it Moore?
Yeah, more.
Yeah, so they're cool. The Dan Jurgens though kind of brings me back. I like that style of how he did that, but I'm pretty sure the Mark Spears is going to be cover everybody picks up. Besides that,
Yeah.
Metamorpho, the Element Man, number 5, I believe this is. I like the Ward on this one. What? I wonder if on the other covers those like first appearances of them as also metamorphos. Peacemaker presents Vigilante and Eagerly Double Feature #2. On this one, I don't know why, but I like the wand. The wand, what is that?
Is that a transformer?
It looked like it, but I thought he was just blowing down Thomas. So
Yeah, that's a fucking transformer in that bitch. The fuck? Huh.
this is Power Girl #20. Yannick Piquet on the main and Scott Forbes on the variant. I kind of like that. Kind of reminds me of like some Golden Girl shit or something.
Why they got the torta and a flaja on the Scott Forbes variant?
I
Oh
don't know.
wow.
If you're Latin, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what a torta is, and you know what a flaja is. And old girl is a torta and a flaja. It's weird.
Oh, okay. It took me a minute.
Is that it? I think there should be one more.
I think no, Power Girl was done at Power Girl.
Yeah, I
There
think
is
that was
some.
done at Sir Christopher saying it was done at the Power Girl.
I didn't know I had all those duplicates in between.
Yeah.
Green Arrow. I think this is like fuck. I can't see that. But the
Turn,
one is the Miguel Mercado in the middle, and I think that main cover is Turn Clark.
yeah.
It might not be though.
No, that's Torrin Clark.
And then cover two we got Annie Wu. I actually like this April Fool's variant too. But between this and the Miguel Mercado, where it looks like he's getting ready to fuck something up, I like it.
Nice. Nice. Makes me a little claustrophobic with that joint on the freaking right, but nice. Okay, let's continue with the FOC. From Dark Horse Comics, we got La Monstros #1. This one is by Panosian, who has been on a fucking roll. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That's a fucking damn good fucking cover, man. Especially with the two 304s in the freaking back, man. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
definitely
feeling
picking it up, so I'm with you.
Nosferatu Nightmares. If you haven't been freaking keeping track of what's been going on in the movies, you'll know that fucking Nosferatu, man. Not just Dracula, Nosferatu, man. He's been a freaking hit, so people might be into this fucking shit. This one right here, though, is a Vokes Century Edition. It's not going to be $3.99. It's kind of expensive though. Return of the Living Dead, American Mythology Productions, keeping it going with a nice Mark Spears painted version. Keeping Below, man, some really great, good, crazy fucking covers. I love the one on the left because if you look real close and look past the skeletons, you can see the fucking monster that's just looking straight at you. You know, I don't. I'm kind of oblivious to what the fuck is going on with his hand though, because it looks like he's kind of rubbing one out. But still, the concealment, the camouflage, the cover, is freaking amazing.
Yeah, I like it too. It's pretty dope.
Hello Darkness. There is a Jenny Frison one. Because I was working on it in a place that was not safe for work, I had to freaking cut it a little, but it is a good cover. Then there's a cover D anniversary joint. The other Mikado one is really freaking good. The Frison one, this one Frison one though, it's got spiders coming out of her mouth, which is creepy enough. But the problem is that it kind of looks like it's like the remnants of Bukkake. So it's really kind of weird, man. I
Cookie
don't.
love.
Yeah, it's weird. It's nice painting. It's kind of weird, man. Turtles: A Great Skull, issue #4. There's a Pinnock, Willie, and a Fife. But that Willie Thompson is my S&M tie him up cover of the week. Godzilla Heist, issue number 3, IDW. Son of the Hedgehog, Fort Train, issue number 10 for issue number 78. Doom Academy, issue number 3. I do like that Villalobos on the freaking left, but that one in the middle is actually pretty damn good too.
Yeah.
Doom's Division, issue number 2. And the one on the right is your Peach Momoko. Eddie Brock, Carnage, issue number 2. This one is the second print by Ivan Coelho. Fantastic Four, issue number 31. Nothing big. Godzilla vs. X-Men number 1. There is a 1 in 100 Torrin Clark.
Yeah, that thing is beautiful. I like that.
Hell Hunters.
It's gonna be a
Red
dope.
Hulk. Yeah, Red Hulk issue number 3. There is a Ben Harvey variant as well as a John Jang variant. I apologize for not having the art for this, but there is a Raw Road Savage Land issue number 4. There's a 1 in 100 Virgin variant as well as your J. Scott Campbell variant. Spider-Verse versus Venomverse issue number 1. There's a 1 in 100 Leslie Ree. Then there's also a 1 in 50 Greg Land.
And I think we got some new characters on this cover, don't we? I could have swore.
I believe that's what we're talking about, and that's what we're waiting for confirmation.
Yeah.
Star Wars High Republic. There's a 125. Thunderbolts Doomstrike issue number 3. TVA issue number 5. This one here is the Ricky Yagawa. Ultimate Spider-Man number 16. There's a 1 in 25 by CF Vita. Mike Walsh. And a Sandoval Ultimate Special variant. X-Men number 3. Steve Croce. Are those fucking Wolverine robots, I guess? Alright, Wolverine and Kitty Pryde issue number 1. I'm loving that Gravnoff Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
And there's also a Ricky Yagua that I don't have the art for yet. This one kind of hit me in the freaking feels, man, because Jim Henson's Labyrinth was a kid thing for me, but the art is just so freaking good. By cover A by Nimit Malavia. There's also a 1 in 10 for this one, Virgin. Homeless Ass Captain Planet number 1 by Mark Spears.
Yeah, but I want that Ben Oliver on the right. I think it's a 1 in 20.
Yep. Well, there's a regular and a 1 in 20.
Yeah, I want both of the versions, foil and the regular version.
Excuse
Derek
me,
is very triumphant.
Open order.
The Ben Oliver is. So there's a open order as well as there's a 1 in 20.
All right, but that's for the for that. But for the Mark Spears, is that open order or is that a ratio?
Cover A is open order as well as there's a 1 in 15 foil.
See, it's making it too easy to order. Don't want to order 50 copies right now.
I'm pretty sure somebody will have it for just a regular price, or just like $10-15 or something like that. Herculoids issue number 3.
Herculoids.
There is a Matina. There's also a Bjorn Barons. Red Sonja Attack Mars issue number 2. This one I have up here is a Greg Land, and trust me, it's got a lot more stuff to it than what I'm showing. I forgot to put the other stuff in.
It's got front meat, back meat, side meat.
Front meat. Silver Hawks issue number 3. Mark Spears on the left. Then this one is Civil Hearts issue number 4. More spears on the left as well. Space Quest with Space Ghost and Johnny Quest issue number 1. On the left is Mark Spears. A brilliant freaking Lucia Perillo, Thundercats, issue number 15, with Monkey Man on the cover. Got my man Lionel looking crazy though.
Hell yeah.
Zoo Jitsu Fighters. If you were, so let me set it straight. So I met these guys at I think it was an Austin Con or a Baltimore Con, and these are really nice guys. They are all jujitsu instructors, and they decided, hey, let's go ahead and put a comic together. And here we go, Jujitsu
It's
Fighters.
called
We're on issue number 2.
Jujitsu.
Yep, Zoo Jitsu Fighters. Good guys. They just need a little bit more encouragement to put actual bloody stuff in there, and then they'll be good to go. Kids these days, issue number 2. This one is a, what do you call it, like a making fun of Power Rangers, or is like a homily, whatever you want to say. Homage. All right, that's all I got for FOC this week. Watching out for this week coming is all new Venom issue number 5. On these covers, different characters have the Venom now, like Madam Mask, Robbie Robertson, Rick Jones, and Luke Cage, and then there's a spoiler variant by Martin Coccolo. Concert of Champions issue number 1. There's a Rivals variant. There's also a Jung Hung Lee variant.
Yeah.
Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell, love the rose beige on the freaking left.
Couldn't believe they were charging that much for it out the gate.
With the rose beige?
Yeah.
I have a feeling they're going to pull that.
Yeah, is it a 1 in 1? 1 in 200, I believe?
Nah, it's a 1 in 100, but they're still charging fucking 150 for it.
Shit.
I think by this time next week, that's going to be just average.
Immortal Thor. Looking good. I think this one is a Panosian. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur 10th anniversary special number 1.
I'm looking forward to these.
Yeah, she's all grown up and she's got a different dinosaur now.
Yeah, looking forward to this.
Dinosaurs? Fucking dinosaurs.
I forget which one. It looks like Psylocke, maybe?
Yeah, it's Psylocke. It's the 1 in 50 by, I think it was Leslie Ray.
Yeah. It looks like this work. The Bengals versus Marvel, X-Men, issue number 14, with Magneto on the cover. And it looks like that's all I got.
You should a pull up. Matter of fact, dude, share. Let me share my screen, dude. Let me pull this shit up.
LC's is asking thoughts on the Big Two join the weekly jump route instead of Floppy's cover game. I'm not sure what that means. Thoughts on the Big Two joining the weekly jump route. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. You find it yet? You find the thing yet?
Yeah, I'm doing my little filters thing real quick.
All right, while you're doing that, let's do this Superman anime joint real quick.
You've got quite the audacity to trespass into my territory and not come to say hello. And who are you? You've got quite the audacity to trespass into my territory and not come say hello. And who are you? Kudaku, the Man of Steel. I am in charge of protecting the Hagane family. What are you planning to do with us? Come along, Robin. The great would like to have a word.
You're not the boss?
How do you imagine someone above you? Yes. The great Oyabun is the one who has led us down this path. Do not resist. I have orders to eliminate you if you try to make things difficult. I must ask, how does your great Oyabun refer to me? You are the detective. The worthless trash who collects dirt on other people. There you have it. That tells me pretty much everything I need to know.
You think so?
Yeah, it looks like we're dealing with Ra's al Ghul. You've got quite the audacity to trespass it.
Okay, go ahead and share your screen.
Hold on. Alright, fuck it, just... Yeah, you see my screen?
Yep.
Alright. Let's see. Alright. Fuck. What the fuck, dude? Alright. So, let's look at some of these other covers. Because, we're supposed to get this spoiler cover this week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck is that?
Um, it was revealed on... I put it up on my page earlier today. The reveal was out. They also did the surprise variant right here. This Clayton Crane. That was one per store, I believe. Then another one that I feel like people slip on is this Archie and Friends Level Up.
Yeah.
The
Hell
main cover they
Hmm.
definitely slip on, but this
Hey, what's up
cover
with
B.
those porn stars on that other?
Let's see, that's 616 variants, so they're probably up there. They probably got it
Ah,
in a set, but
there you go.
I know that this cover B right here by Dan DiCarlo, um, also where the fuck did it? Yeah, right there was also. I don't know if it's sold out at a distribution level, but I know it definitely sold out. And then let's see, let's get down to it. Oh, here it is. This second print, 1 in 25 by Pablo Villalobos. Keep an eye on that one too, just so people know, because I think it's pretty dope. I think it's going to end up doing well. And then, where is it at? It's Helverine. This Alessandro Cappuccio. Definitely keep an eye on that too, because I think that's supposed to be the first cover appearance of him. And then let's see. That already. Oh, and then here, this Ironheart, that 1 in 25 by Godtail. Definitely keep an eye out for that one too. I definitely snagged one. Um, it's just a one shot, but I think they're gonna throw something in there. And then let's see, all of our rival covers are this week as well.
These motherfuckers put out a Marvel Rivals number 1/100 Peach Momoko of a cover that's already been out.
Yeah,
God
it,
damn.
it dropped out and it was a regular trade, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was like a
It was
minimal
just a
trade
regular
dress.
it was just a regular cover. Yeah, trade dress or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so they dropped the 100 on this. I saw people maybe like 2 months ago, they were buying these when they first got solicited. I think that kind of slowed down because there might be a nice little chunk of them out there because I'm pretty sure people are going to order a ton of these rival covers. The Sabatini too, although it's confusing, I saw people buying that. Of course, we're getting a second round on these J. Scott Campbell variants too that he dropped. The most popular one so far is, of course, the Squirrel Girl still,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got the Comic Corner dropped another exclusive for it with the Luna Snow and Jeff on it,
Yep.
so people might snag that too.
I think they sold out.
Yeah, and then of course, you did the Real Devil Dinosaur. It was one more. I can't remember what it was on. I'll probably remember it when I see it. Yeah. Fuck. Pop Kill number 2. Keep an eye out on those, even though they didn't have really a spicy cover this time. I'd still watch it. That Scorched number 39 motorcycle and Chinese writing always makes for a good cover. Dope bitch on it, definitely. Then Spider Boy, we only got 2 covers this week coming up. Um, I know a couple of people asked me about this Bad Batch number 2 as well. Um, there goes your variant by French. Carl Magano, if that's how you pronounce it. And then Stranger Things and Dungeons and Dragons had a book coming out this week, number 2, as well as, let's see, it was on that. Yeah, this Ultimate X-Men number 14, the 1 in 25 by Guru Hiru. Um, that motherfucker's dope. I would definitely suggest people to pick one of those up just because I feel like it's going to be one of those not care about it right away, but all of a sudden, people are going to start picking them up because
Mm-hmm.
just because of the fact that the Ultimate X-Men run hasn't been getting bought like that. I feel
It,
like these are
well,
under ordered. So
yeah, sure. Like the horrible story has nothing to do with it either.
yeah, I mean it does as well because she kind of dragged it out like manga, but
Dear Peach
it's not
Momoka,
supposed to.
stick to doing art. Stop writing, please.
And then the other variant by Nicoletta Balderi, I saw a lot of people like that. Um, there's the Bangus Capcom variant. That's also this coming up week. And hold on, dude. So are we? I thought it was it Colossus and Magneto? I thought was it Colossus and Magneto or was it War Machine and Magneto?
I don't even remember.
I think it was War Machine and Magneto, dude. Because you showed the Magneto one, but you didn't show the other one. And then also, I'm keeping an eye on that David Lopez April Fools for Deadpool, just because I saw people taking interest in it. I'm not sure if it's sold out. I thought it was for a second, but it might not be anymore. I don't know. I didn't check it again. But that's all I have for next week.
All right. Solid show, solid show. We are at 1 hour 46 freaking minutes. We went through stuff that came out this week. The highlights for that. We did the FOC, everything DC, Marvel, everything. Now we just did the stuff that's coming out this coming week. Solid show. We talked about Daredevil. We talked about Lions. We talked about all types of shit. So I think we're pretty good to go. Any last comments before we get out of here?
No, fellas, that was a great show. We'll have some more coming out this next week, but it's some stuff coming up this week ahead of us, so I'm pretty excited. So we'll just see what happens.
And
All right.
everyone, please check out Awesome Sauce Radio at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. As I'm doing 2 episodes in one day because I'm accommodating 2 guests. And at the 3 p.m. episode I'm doing is actually live from one of my sponsors, pizzerias.
What's the minute mark at which the front meat is going to come out?
Let's see, the afternoon one is going to be dairy family friendly because it's at my friend's pizzeria. It's a friend of mine who's a musician. Sponsoring the podcast a lot as of late, so I'm doing that as a thank you.
Hey, if they send me some pizza, man, somehow, some way, I will freaking push them on fucking Drunken all the fucking time.
You know what?
Shit.
If I find a way to ship it to you
forgot
without spoiled, hell's yeah. And then my friend Sherry Noir is coming on Wednesday at 8 p.m. and she's gonna be showing her titties, her booty, her titties.
Hey, it's going to be YouTube, so you got to be careful about that.
Tits to the boot.
Christy had something?
Yeah, we forgot one. Poison Ivy, number 32, cover C. The Caillou Young. Emma, the one you talked about like maybe 3 weeks ago with Poison Ivy sitting on like the stone.
Yeah.
Remember I showed the other one
Yep,
from the previous week or whatever. Yeah, that I want to go ahead and get that back on people's minds because that's another one that comes out this coming up week that I didn't show. I didn't go all the way. Well, I did.
Specking on titties.
Yeah. All right, I think that's good enough now, and we'll see you guys next week. Once again, if you have anything that you think we missed or want us to address, let's hit us up on Instagram. We're out. Peace.
For each man in his time, his pain, until he walks along the beach and sees his future in the water, a long lost heart within his reach. I haven't needed a world to want.
Sometimes men take matters into their own hands. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
As you guys know, it